All right, let's talk about your scientific calculator. We're going to tackle one of those features that might look a little intimidating at first, but is actually one of its most powerful tools. Today, we're mastering scientific notation. You know the one I'm talking about, right? It's been lurking there on your calculator. Maybe you've even hit it by accident. That little button labeled EE or EXP. It's one of the biggest points of confusion, but trust me, by the end of this, it's going to be your absolute best friend for dealing with really, really big or tiny numbers. So why do we even need a special button for this stuff? Well, imagine trying to type out the speed of light. That's a 3 followed by 8 zeros. It's so easy to slip up and type one too many or one too few, and boom, your whole calculation is off. Scientific notation is the short way you see here. And that little EET, that's our express lane to get there fast. So let's start thinking of this key not as some weird complication, but as your own secret weapon. This is the thing that unlocks quick, super accurate calculations, and you never have to count another zero again. Okay, here's the whole secret, really. Whenever you see that EE or EXP key, I just want you to think of it as a little shortcut for the phrase times 10 to the power of. That's literally it. It's not a multiplication symbol by itself. It's one single command that means that entire phrase. All right, go ahead and grab your calculator and take a look. Now, depending on the brand, whether it's a Casio, a TI, whatever, it might look a little different. You're searching for either EE, which just stands for enter exponent, or EXP for exponent, or sometimes it's a button that literally has x10 to the power of n on it. Go on, take a sec and find yours.
Okay, did you find it? Awesome. Look, theory is one thing, but the absolute best way to get this is to actually use it. So we're going to do a hands-on calculation together. I want you to follow along with me on your own calculator.
So here's the problem we're going to solve. We're going to multiply 2.5 times 10 to the fifth by 3 times 10 to the negative second. Now, sure, you could try to punch in all those parentheses and carets and multiplication signs, or we can just use our secret weapon and make this way, way simpler. All right, let's do this step by step. First up, just type 2.5. Now, instead of all that extra stuff, just hit your EE key one time. Simple. Then type in the exponent, which is 5. See how easy that was? Okay, now press the multiply key. Type in our second number, 3. Hit that EE key again, and for that negative exponent, just find your plus minus key, tap that, and then type 2. Okay, go ahead and hit equals.
Okay, so you should have an answer up on your screen right now, but it probably doesn't look like a normal number, does it? It's written in the calculator's own little shorthand. Let's decode exactly what it's telling us. Your screen most likely shows something that looks just like this, 7.5, then a big capital E, and then a 0, 3. It looks a little weird, I know, but it's just the calculator's super compact way of giving you the right answer. So let's break this down. The 7.5, that's our main number, the base. The capital E, well, that's just the screen's version of the EE key. It means, you guessed it, times 10 to the power of. And that plus 03 at the end is simply the exponent. So when you put all those pieces together, 7.5 times 10 to the power of 3 is just 7,500. And there you go. You've just done the calculation, and you've translated the result. Nicely done. Okay, now that you've totally got the basics, let's level up. In a lot of technical fields, you're going to see a special version of this called engineering notation. It's almost exactly the same, but it has one simple extra little rule. The only rule for engineering notation is that the power of 10 has to be a multiple of 3. So you're thinking powers like 3, 6, 9, or on the other end, -3, -6, -9, and so on. And the reason this is so handy is that those powers line up perfectly with metric prefixes, kilo, mega, giga, or milli, micro, nano. So, what if your calculator spits out an answer like this one, 2.5 e to the negative 4? That's 2.5 times 10 to the negative 4. Now, that negative 4 is not a multiple of 3, right? So it's in scientific notation, but it's not quite in engineering notation. Let's go ahead and convert it. Here's how we think through it. Our exponent is negative 4. The next lowest multiple of 3 is negative 6. So to get from negative 4 to negative 6, we have to make the exponent smaller. To keep the value of the number the same, we have to do the opposite to the base number. We have to make it bigger to compensate. So we just move the decimal 2 places to the right, which turns 2.5 into 250. And our final result is 250 times 10 to the power of negative 6. So why on earth would we bother with that? Well, let's pretend our original number was 2.5 times 10 to the negative fourth meters. I mean, what does that even mean? It's hard to picture. But look at our converted number. 250 times 10 to the negative 6 meters. Since 10 to the negative 6 is the metric prefix for micro, we instantly see that's 250 micrometers. Engineering notation helps us speak the language of real-world units. It's incredibly practical. And just like that, you've got a new superpower. Let's do a quick recap of what you can do now. You know that the EE key is your friend. It's a powerful shortcut. You can now input and calculate gigantic and tiny numbers without getting lost in a sea of zeros. You can read your calculator's display, and you even get the basics of that special engineering twist.
See? You've turned a mysterious button into a seriously powerful tool. So the question I'm going to leave you with is, what's next? What other functions on that calculator have you always wondered about? Let us know, and we might just tackle it in our next explainer. Thanks for tuning in.